at subtracting fractions today. Subtracting fractions is really similar to adding fractions. You just are doing the opposite operation. So we can use the least common denominator method, or we can find a product denominator method. Both will work, it just depends on which you want to use. So we're going to look at the problem 4/5 minus 1/2 using our least common denominator method. So if I look at my two fractions, I see that I have two different denominators. So I need to go ahead and create the least common denominator. So I'm going to make my multiples chart for 5 and 2. So I'm going to list the first couple multiples for 5. So 5, 10, 15, 20. I'm going to do the same thing with 2. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Looking at my chart, I'm looking for the least common number, the smallest number that they have in common. And looking at my chart, I see that that number is 5. So my new denominator, is 10. Sorry, least common multiple is 10. So I'm going to create my new denominators of 10. So to get from 5 to 10, I had to multiply times 2. So I'm going to need to multiply my numerator times that same number. So 4 times 2 is 8. Now I'm going to check 4/5, is that equivalent to 8/10? Yes, so I know that fraction's good. I can look at the next one. Now I have 1/2. To get from 2 to 10, I multiply times 5. So I need to multiply my numerator times 5, and 5 times 1 is 5. And I gotta check 1/2, is that equivalent to 5/10? It is, so I can keep going. Okay, now I'm gonna just bring my denominator over because these have the same denominator, so I don't subtract it. I just bring it over to show how many out of the whole it is, and 10 is our whole piece of our fraction. I'm just going to look at my numerators to subtract. So 8 minus 5 is 3, and 3/10 can't simplify, so I know that 3/10 is my answer. Now we're going to look at the product denominator method, and we're going to look at 7/9 minus 1/3. And just at looking at my problem, I can already see that these do not have the same denominator, so I need to make a denominator that is the same. And I'm going to use the product denominator method where I am multiplying my two denominators to get my new denominator. So 9 times 3 is 27, so that's going to be my new denominator. So if I multiplied 9 times 3 to get my numerator, I have to multiply my numerator times 3 to get the numerator up top. So 7 times 3 is 21. Now I multiplied 3 times 9 to get 27, so I need to multiply 9 times 1 to get my numerator, which is 9. And then I'm going to look at my numerators. 21 minus 9 is 12, so I have 12 over 27. But 12 over 27 can simplify. I know those numbers are both divisible by 3. So 12 divided by 3 is 4, and 27 divided by 3 is 9. So 4/9 is my answer, and that is solving subtracting fractions with the least common denominator method and with the product denominator method.